The new WWE game came out 2 weeks before Wrestlemania, so I thought it'd be a fun challenge to see if I could get the Platinum before then. Last year it was a huge grind, taking me almost 5 days of game time to actually get it, and even then that's the only WWE Platinum I've ever got. Now this is a big game with a lot of different modes, and you can see here how the trophies are split up across the different modes. There's going to be a lot to cover in this video, so I think it's time we start our journey.
Let's go. Grabs can be used to perform awesome.
We got some easy ones out the way first. For example, completing the tutorial. And then we got 2 for doing some easy things in create mode. For example, randomising a character and then making a custom image. Now for the final create trophy, I had to apply custom pyro to an entrance, and this seemed quite easy in the menu, but it didn't pop. And I tried it over and over again, and this was day 1, so there were no guides out, so I just left it for now, but little did I know this would be a bad omen for the future. Now it was time to start one of the actual modes of the game, MyFaction. This is kind of like my team in NBA or Ultimate Team in FIFA. You have to play it on 5 different days in a week, so it made sense to start this first. There's a bunch of different challenges in this mode, and this is where the grind was last year. I probably spent about 80% of my time in this mode getting these challenges. You can see here I basically did everything on the 19th of May, and then it took me until the 1st of July to get the Platinum, so for the whole of June I was just doing MyFaction, getting the challenges. This is how bad it was. I remember to get me through the grind I had Stranger Things up on a second monitor, I've never seen it before, and I managed to watch the entire show before I'd got the Platinum. So after our first MyFaction win, we got trophies for completing a match, our first daily challenge, and our first of 15 lifetime challenges. Then we completed our first Faction Wars match, which is a 4-on-4 match where the first pinfall wins. Now these can be super annoying because the AI is awful in this mode. You somehow have to get your teammates to attack the other team so that you can get a clean pin, and it's mind numbing, and we have to get 100 wins in this mode. But thankfully there's a way you can edit your settings and make submissions OP, and you can start every match like this, and as long as you can mash the button quick enough, the other team can't get you. So we just have to do this another 98 times. Fun. Along the way we got briefcase winner for getting a special reward after a match. Surprisingly, Bad Bunny of all people was actually the quickest character to use for this method. We continued on and I got the trophy for completing all of the daily challenges, but I also got the one for completing 15 lifetime challenges, and this is the one that took ages in last year's game, so at this point I was thinking that this Platinum was actually going to be a lot quicker than I thought it would be. So we kept going and eventually I'd completed 100 Faction Wars matches. Now we had to complete 10 live events. These are limited time matches that change every week, and the one for the week I was playing was a Battle Royale. So I basically had to win the Battle Royale, win it again, skip a few, and win it one last time. Now we're almost finished with MyFaction, but we still had to complete a chapter and a tower. So a chapter is actually a collection of 6 towers, and a tower is just a collection of 5 matches. So basically all we had to do was complete another 30 matches. The matches themselves weren't actually that interesting, so I'm just going to skip forward for this section. We were almost finished with MyFaction, we just had to complete one more weekly tower. And after this, the only thing we had left was to check in each day to get the daily login bonus. And now we're on to MyUniverse. So in MyUniverse, you basically just pick a wrestler and make decisions to see how their career goes, and it's kind of like a non-scripted career mode in a game. Now before starting this, I didn't look at a guide or anything, so a lot of the trophies I basically just got by accident. So I chose Sami Zayn to start and we entered our first rivalry with Gunther. He started off the match with a cheap shot, but we were able to take control and then get him with a dive. We got him back in the ring for a Blue Thunder Bomb, but he reversed it into a crossbody. After some more back and forth, we managed to actually hit the Blue Thunder Bomb and get our first win in Universe mode. The next week on SmackDown we had a main event rematch, but that actually ended up being against Eric from the Viking Raiders, and what happened is, after the match, Gunther came out and challenged us for Backlash. So now we had the title match. We started off the match by trying to cheat, which didn't work. The next opportunity, we tried to cheat again, which didn't work, but we did get a 2 count. Then we managed to reverse a submission into a pin attempt, but he kicked out at 1. After hitting the haluva kick, we went for a high flying splash and managed to pin him, and win the IC title. After finishing this match we got 2 trophies, one for getting 50 momentum, and the other one for winning a match at a pay-per-view. Then I didn't fully understand this, but it seemed like the game didn't care that we were the IC champion and just put in as a random tag match. So I went into the menu and started a high intensity rivalry with Shinsuke Nakamura, who was our tag team partner. After choosing to injure his torso, we got another trophy, and then I simulated to the next pay-per-view. So I wanted to see what position on the card would be in. I was going through the matches, looking for Sami versus Shinsuke, and we didn't get booked. So I was just messing about, got another trophy, and that was actually the final trophy we needed to get in my universe. So I thought we would celebrate, and I changed the main event to something more fitting. And we left my universe with Sami Zayn as the WWE champion. Now it was time to check out Showcase mode. In previous Showcase modes you would play through someone's career and you would always play as the same person, but this year it's actually flipped and you're always playing as different people against John Cena. You basically just need to play through the matches and complete objectives, so there's the first trophy for completing one objective. This mode's quite cool in the way that it switches between game footage and real life footage, but I don't think I can show any of it because I don't want a letter coming from Titan Towers. Either way, we got a trophy for finishing the match and one for completing all the objectives in that match. So all we had to do was go through each of the matches and complete every objective. And then we got our trophy for finishing every match, and that was it for Showcase mode. Or was it?
The internet was right. It's Super Cena. We are so lucky.
Yep, there's a secret match at the end where you have to fight Invisible John Cena. And this is, I'm not joking, this is so hard. Him being invisible doesn't actually matter because obviously you can see the clothes, but I think he has like max stats, and it's so hard to reverse his moves. So first attempt did not go well, let me just say that. If you look at his health here, you can see it is actually going okay for me, even though he does have 3 finishers. But like I said, it's so hard to reverse his moves, so he hit me with this double A. And it's like, look at my health, it's gone. But somehow I managed to kick out. Almost immediately hit me with another 5-knuckle shuffle. And then a double A. But I managed to somehow stay in the match. And then again, almost immediately hit me with another double A. Managed to kick out at 2. And then he hit me again with double A. I had to use the resiliency this time, so I had no more second chances. And he hit a 5-knuckle shuffle, and that was it. This is hard, let me tell you. The second attempt started off much better. I managed to hit him with a Superman punch. Then I set up for the spear. And hit... Oh, come on. Thankfully I was starting to learn the timings better. So he got me for an A, and I managed to reverse it. So then I could maybe hit him with... And then he hit me with an A again, a double A. Finally luck started to go my way. I used the instant recovery to kick him, get him down, hit him with the spear. He kicked out, but he used the resiliency to do so, which meant it'd be easier to pin him the next time. So we set him up for the spear again, hit him with it, and finally we beat Super Cena. And that was Showcase mode over. Only joking, there's one more match. This one's easy thankfully, so we quickly finished it and finished Showcase mode. And as a little bonus, we got some motivational words from John Cena. So if you're going for a hard platinum like Super Meat Boy or Crash 4 or anything like that, just think of these words.
What's unacceptable at all times is giving up. We hustle, we show loyalty, we earn respect.
Now it's time for GM mode, which I'm going to be honest, I did not fully understand what I was doing at the start of this. You can see I only got 2 women on the roster, which wasn't good. Everyone got injured, so I'm just going to skip this section. There was 5 or 6 trophies, and you can boost them all basically with 2 controllers. So, and also this is actually the longest section because you have to do 10 different seasons of GM mode. So we're gonna skip and just imagine that was amazing. Now it's time to check out MyRise, which is the career mode in this game. There's a male and a female one with completely different stories. There's a bunch of side quests in this mode, like this one where you actually have to film the mocap for the game you're playing. This is early on in the female story, which is called The Legacy. And we're facing someone we've just met, we're kind of friends, kind of rivals, and we have the choice to use a chair or to not use a chair.
accident,
You can make either decision here, but no matter what you pick, you'll get your first trophy. We completed one of the side quests, which was basically just to win the Queen of the Ring tournament. Later on, we ended up getting the chance to compete in the Money in the Bank match, but this wasn't a normal Money in the Bank, this was actually for the tag team titles. So we ended up cashing in and becoming tag team champions, and in one of our defences of the title we got our first major decision. Now there's actually two different trophies you can get here, one tied each decision, and you can't go back, and I think they want you to play through the game again to get both, but you can actually just upload your save to the cloud, make a decision, download it, and then make the other one and get both. And as you can see in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't actually matter which you choose because you still lose the tag titles, but we chose to stay loyal to our tag partner anyway. At this point it had been 5 days, so we jumped back to MyFaction to get the loyalty trophy. I'd also seen on PSN profiles that there was a bugged trophy in the legacy playthrough, which was the female career mode, so we jumped over to the lock, which was the male career mode. Now you can actually use custom superstars for this mode, so I downloaded a Bryan Danielson off the creation menu, and we debuted against Sami Zayn and won the IC title. Soon after this we got an opportunity to join a stable, either the Hurt Business or a new version of Evolution. So again, like before, we uploaded our save to the cloud, and then joined the Hurt Business. But, I don't know, something about it just didn't feel without.
It's the Lock! What a crew MVP has assembled!
So we quickly downloaded our save and then made a deal to join Evolution.
We heard the rumors surrounding Randy Orton. This must be the debut of his newly reformed Evolution.
However, we felt like we weren't getting the opportunities we deserved, so we called out management in some familiar clothes. And it didn't go well, but we got a trophy for it. So we ended up going to Japan and winning what is basically the game's version of the G1 Climax. Later on we showed up on NXT UK and stole the title and the cup. Eventually we made our way back to WWE, but our old friends weren't happy to see us. One of them had actually won the title and they'd found a new member for Evolution. So to fight them we had to put together our own team. To get people to join the team you basically just had to complete side quests for them. And there was a trophy for getting the Roman Reigns to join the faction. To do this you basically just had to keep on doing side quests until you got the opportunity to text him. After texting Paul Heyman, he said that Roman would join the faction if we could beat the Usos in a handicap match. So obviously we took care of them easily. And then it was time to confirm our faction members for the match. So we ended up beating them in a War Games match, which is new to this game. And we got our title match at SummerSlam and won the WWE Championship. We'd now finished the Lock story, however the legacy trophies were still glitched. So at this point we went into play mode and got some of the miscellaneous trophies. So the main one we were going for was beating the Roman on Legend difficulty, and there were some other ones we could get along the way. So we still had the submission settings applied for the MyFaction mode, and I wanted to see if it would be possible to just cheese this and beat him with the sliders on, and the answer ended up being, well, kind of, you'll see. So as you can see here, we technically did beat him on Legend, but all we got was the stamina trophy. So I had a look online and someone did say you needed to set it to the default sliders, so you couldn't cheat this one. So I made sure everything was on default, and I tried to rewrite history with a match from last year. And apparently these games are very realistic, because I hit him with the Claymore early, and this happened.
I can't believe this. I can't believe the nerve he's got interrupting this matchup. Watch out, watch out!
Now we did manage to kick out, but just after he hit us with a spear.
Can it be? Will the reign continue? The cover!
And that was it. This wasn't as hard as Super Cena, so I knew that we could do it.
We could have a new champion.
So I started the rematch and I managed to get the win. But again, nothing popped. So I made sure the settings were definitely on default, and I did the match again, and I got the win, and guess what? Nothing popped again, and I was so confused. At this point someone had actually uploaded the guide, so I followed it exactly. And still no trophy. I took a look at the actual trophy list to make sure I was doing the steps correctly, but I couldn't even find the trophies. So at this point I had no clue what had happened, so I jumped on PSN profiles, and it turned out that when I got the stamina trophy, I actually got all the ones I was going for. But but only the stamina one popped on my screen. So I basically just wasted all that time for nothing. Serves me right for trying to cheat, I guess. And now we're on to some of the more easy cleanup ones. This one actually took a while to pop because of a glitch, but we did a double AA with Cena. Here we had to use a dirty move payback without getting disqualified, and the easiest way to do this is to hit the referee, but it's actually not possible to touch a female referee in a male match. So I quit out and started another match. Got the referee down and I managed to hit the low blow. We used our other payback and then won with a leverage pin, which got us another 2 trophies. Then we set up one of the best War Games matches ever, and this is just a mess to look at. But we won on Legend and got one of the War Games trophies. We almost had the Platinum, but first we had to kick out of 3 high intensity pins on Legend difficulty. And coming up next is probably my favourite trophy in the whole game. When Kofi Kingston was WWE Champion, SmackDown moved to Fox, and on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox, they hyped up this big title match between Kofi Kingston and Brock Lesnar. And this is how the match went.
Few men are more dangerous than Brock Lesnar once that bell rings, and I believe we are about to witness. Brace for impact, here it comes. The beast incarnate with a five. Brock's got this in hand. Penny predicament, shoulders down. There's 2. And now about do it, folks.
Awful. To get unfinished business, we basically just have to recreate that match, play as Kofi, and beat Lesnar on Legend difficulty. So let's do a little showcase mode of our own. After this we got the last War Games trophy, but this is where we had to stop for now. At this point we had got every trophy we could have got in the current version of the game, and you can see everyone here just waiting for the patch. If you had the physical version you could actually delete the updates that have already came out, because on version 1.00 the trophies actually weren't bugged. Like I said, I was planning on having this video out before Wrestlemania, but at this point we just had to wait. So Wrestlemania came and went, Cody got beat with a rubber chicken in the ring, WWE put on one of their lowest rated shows of all time, and AEW announced they were going to run Wembley Stadium. And then one day I turned on my PS5 and we were back. So we got that Pyro trophy that confused me at the start. Go back into the Legacy MyRise mode. Lost a title match at Elimination Chamber which set up a Wrestlemania main event. Made 2 choices. And then went on to Wrestlemania to win the title, which was the end of the Legacy MyRise. And the trophies just started popping. Until after a whole month of waiting, I finally got the Platinum. Thank you so much for watching, and while you're here make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't seen my Crash Bandicoot video you can click here to see it. I'm going to be a lot more consistent from now on, and I've got loads of videos planned for the future. When the AEW game finally comes out I'll definitely be playing that. My next video is going to be on Spider-Man Miles Morales, but I already have the Platinum in it, so it's going to have a little twist to it. Also make sure to comment if you have any other games you would like to see me play.